everyone, this is Rick Catalano with Platinum PMO, and here is your transformation tip for today. Today we're going to talk about a pain point that usually does not get a lot of attention and is often overlooked until it's too late, and that is quality assurance. Just so that there isn't any confusion what we're talking about here, the type of quality assurance that I'm talking about is the ability to review, assess, measure, report, and advise on your overall quality of your digital transformation implementation. Inadequate quality assurance checks throughout your transformation journey to ensure that you are properly working the plan to achieve your original timelines, budget, and business case objectives can have a major impact on the actual value you are delivering and the return on your organization's overall investment. I recently read this report published by Gartner that had some compelling insights. It revealed that most organizations usually measure the effectiveness on their large-scale IT transformations in terms of time and budget. However, they do a poor job of measuring other factors, such as the quality of the processes, the quality of the overall product, or the stability of the original requirements. The results indicated that although organizations might have met their deadlines and budgetary requirements, and as we've discussed in other webisodes, in more than half those cases, even these aren't being met, they also did not deliver on their what they intended to achieve as part of their original statement of work. In other words, organizations usually put less focus on quality goals on their large-scale transformations, and consequently this leads to the failure of the transformation because the final product simply fails to achieve the envisioned business value. So what should you do about a situation like this? Well, if you are making huge investments in digital transformation, then you must have a quality assurance strategy and quality assurance plan. And I would recommend that those be developed and executed by an independent quality assurance team. Now, there are a few reasons why you want an independent team here. First, if you have your program leadership or your solutions integrator team do this, you may run into a few problems. One is the intimacy that they have on the program because they're in their day-to-day performing the daily operations of the program. Second is the additional bandwidth needed to actually do the quality assurance work. Traditionally speaking, these teams simply just do not have the additional capacity. And third, and most importantly, is the conscious or subconscious cognitive bias. With the pressures of delivering on time and on budget, quality just may become one of those factors that gets pushed just a little bit further back in their mental processing. Now, I'm not saying that this is intentional. It's just a human condition, a condition of cognitive bias. In addition to these reasons, a professional QA team can provide you a full-fledged set of services of review, validation, verification, reporting, and strategic advice based on their findings. Traditionally speaking, most QA initiatives fall slightly short of this by just providing the review and maybe some verification and some reporting, and then leave it up to the solutions integrators or the program leadership to make the final critical decisions on improving quality based on the feedback that they provide. Again, because of the intimacy that these groups have to the program, it might be difficult to objectively advise on alternative approaches. Therefore, we recommend building a quality team that is comprised of experienced and skilled personnel that will look at your digital transformation initiative from an entirely different perspective, an independent QA perspective. The major benefit of this approach really comes down to the peace of mind of getting an independent and objective perspective on just how well your program is running. How well are your solutions integrators and the other vendors performing to their original value propositions? And most importantly, that advisory component of recommendations to improve the execution and overall outcome of your digital transformation implementation initiative. The downside of not building a quality component into your digital transformation implementation? Well, frankly, it can be catastrophic and career limiting. There's an old saying, after a while, people won't remember if your product was delayed or over budget, but they will remember if it was lousy. As a program leader, you do not want your legacy to be tarnished by delivering a bad digital product or digital operating model to your organization. Be sure that you put effort into your quality assurance. Quality assurance is your unsung hero. It is simply one of those things that if you do it, unfortunately no one's really going to notice. But if you don't do it and your implementation goes bad, everyone's going to notice. At Platinum PMO, my partners and I have a vast amount of experience in providing independent quality assurance services for our clients to give them that peace of mind and a different perspective on their digital transformation implementations to ensure that they're getting everything they were expecting out of their original investment. We would love the opportunity to look at this and do the same for you. So here's what I'd like you to do next. I would like for you to click on this link below and schedule a session with either me or one of my partners to have a conversation about your quality assurance initiative or anything else that might be concerning you about your high-profile initiatives. We really want to understand where your pain points are on your digital transformation journey. And together, we can evaluate if we could be of value to any of your initiatives. But we can't help unless you reach out. So please click on the link below for a no-strings-attached conversation, and we'll see where it goes from there. Thank you so much for your time today. And please feel free to share this with your friends and your colleagues, and we'll talk to you soon.